I've heard a lot of people say they cried and they weren't happy. How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's just really heartwarming because all the amazing messages we've all gotten and on social media and here at the convention, it's been really great. And as actors and actresses, it's something we want. Not to make you cry, obviously, but just to convey emotion. It's been really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing to be a part of this show. I mean, for almost 5 years and learned so much. And I came on so young, too, so I got to grow up with this, too, and meet so many great people. And my thing I'll miss the most is, like, the cast and the fans of this show are such amazing people, and the crew, everyone, just so kind, and without them, my life would be completely different. So I'm very grateful for this and for everyone that has cared about the show and cared about me. And yeah, it's so sweet to see all your guys' reactions. Even if they are sad, it's nice to see that we're having an emotional connection with you guys, because as actors, that's one thing we really, really strive to do. So yeah, thank you.
My turn? That's cute. Thanks for clapping. Yeah, I think to piggyback on what they're saying, I broke my finger. I'm not just trying to be English. My finger up. Hey.
Practice.
So, yeah, I think the same thing. It's hard. We shot that kind of so long ago, so you've grieved and you've let it go, and then to be reminded of it when you get here, it's very heartwarming, because you go, oh, I actually meant something to these people, and, you know, I'm really excited for what the rest of the series is with the new guys, and they're going to have such cool storylines, and everybody's going to just keep making the show as great as it's been, and it was really sad. We all kind of found out very suddenly, so it was definitely heartbreaking for sure, but the future is bright, so that's cool.
Yeah, you mentioned how you found out. Can you talk a little bit more about that, what it was like to find out?
Like she was saying, it was very sudden. Angela called and we got the notice that I was dying. You know, it was cool. I got a really good arc. I got a good 10 episodes and meeting these amazing people in the cast and crew. When people say family, it really is a family. And just having fun on it, and especially that last scene, it was really emotional, and it was really cool to shoot it, actually.
Also, you all know that every single one of his family members has been on the show, right? So, what your sister played Sophia?
Sophia Madison played Sophia,
yeah.
And then my little brother played Little Henry. Yeah.
So that's really cool. All three of them were the same person. So he also played Sophia as well.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
I was interviewing Matt on my podcast a week before this episode, and he had to keep it all a secret. And I said, wouldn't it be funny if you did another time jump 20 years ahead and your dad played Henry? And he was like,
He's dead.
Get the whole family involved.
Died.
Cassidy, did you know about Henry when you first started acting with him? What was going to be the end of that?
Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea until Denai accidentally told me in the trailer, and I thought that everyone was pranking me, but I was really devastated and super sad and shocked.
Because I have nobody to make out with now.
Yeah, I know.
That's not more shacking up for you.
I want to mention, again, like always, that there's a microphone, a volunteer with a microphone over here. It's your time to ask questions, so please line up to ask these guys questions. And before that, I just want to welcome Ryan to the Walker Stalker. Here before with Sons of Anarchy, but now's your first time being part of the Walking Dead.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
Does it feel much different now? And how so, being here?
Well, I mean, I've been running with this crowd, you know, coming to these conventions for such a long time, and it's such a blessing to be really welcomed into this family. As everybody has sort of said, you know, it's really sort of unparalleled how welcoming this show really is. I mean, as an actor, you know, you live the life of a gypsy, you just kind of go from one project to the next, but how warm and welcoming the entire cast and crew has been, it's just been unparalleled. It's like fantastic, and the fans are fan-fucking-tastic.
What do they say to you? What do they say when they come up to your booth?
I don't know. I'm so impressed. There's already so many beta cosplays, which is really fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
I won't disagree with you.
Now, I read something about you just having a feeling like you thought you were going to be on The Walking Dead before any developments. Can you talk a little bit about how that played out?
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I was meditating one morning and I literally had this vision that I was on the show. So I called my agent and I said, hey, could you call up The Walking Dead and like just ask if I could be on the show? And they were like, yeah, it doesn't work that way. You have to audition for the show. And I said, yeah, well, just give them a call. So they called and they said, yeah, there's no part for you. But then flash forward to 7 months later, I just get this call out of the blue from my agent said, you're never going to guess, but they want to offer you a role on The Walking Dead. And I said, is it beta? And they said, yeah, it's beta. And I said, it's beta, Dave.
I think originally they were going to offer you Judith, but it didn't
I know.
work out that way. They're like, oh, he's kind of tall. Harry.
That was the part I didn't see.
I know. He said you could have been Judith.
Did you audition? James Fraser, who started this whole thing, wanted me to ask, when are you going to take off your mask?
Well, that's a good question. We've been discussing that about whether he does and if he does, and also it's one of those questions that people ask, why doesn't he take it off? And it's something that we explore in season 10. So
awesome. Do we have some people lined up over here? Hey, what's your name?
My name's Louis, and first off, I just want to say, Alanna, you're my favorite on the show, and I cried when you died.
I cried when you died too.
Me too.
And my question is for all of you: do you think Carol will be the one to take out Alpha?
Carol?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Mom versus mom. I'm a mom. I'll fucking kill somebody. You know what I mean? I'd be like, you kill my kid, I'll kill you. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But yeah, I feel like moms to battle. I feel like moms will battle, and Daryl and Beta will battle again. And then Judith will just battle everybody. She'll just beat everybody. But yeah, I think the moms will battle it out for sure.
Thank you.
Alanna, I asked some people, what they were going to miss or what they liked about Enid and Tara, and we got a lot of variations on the theme. Amy Haskett says, I love how Tara always felt real. I never felt like Alanna was acting. And Daphne Backman says Tara was a straight shooter in all her scenes. What do you make? I mean, I agree, right? She brought something to the show that's unique. What do you make of that? Just, have people come up and say, I love like you feel like a real person?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the thing that maybe fans will miss the most, and I'll miss the most, is that in such a dark time, she also tried to bring lightness, and you need that, when there's like a really heavy thing, somebody just kind of needs to make you laugh so you remember that you're human, and I think that's what I'll miss the most, and I miss how we play with each other at work, and how it's just all very organic because we genuinely feel that way towards each other, and except we don't like each other, but we tried to rearrange the heads on sticks because we're like, no thanks. And so yeah, I think that's really sweet that people say that about Tara. I mean, a lot of that is to Scott Gimple, who created her that way originally the first 5 years that I was there, and he always made sure that I could throw a joke in here and there because jokes are funny. I'm not funny, but Tara's funny.
And Katelyn, one person, Belinda, said she loves Enid's motto, just survive somehow. The girl ate a raw turtle, she knows how to survive. Do you get people talking about that, about her, what she's been through?
Yeah, I mean, Enid's been through a lot for such a young child in the apocalypse, in the sense of losing her parents and then being on her own and having to survive on her own for a while. And then kind of being a nomad and never really knowing where she fit in or didn't understand the people that were around her. But yeah, Just Survive Somehow was like an amazing storyline. I was very grateful that Scott kind of gave me that kind of way to go, because I think it really connected with a lot of people, because it's something you could hear in your day-to-day life and could be so true to your life anyways, and so to have so many people who watch the show and have that kind of thing help them out was fantastic. And also it was so much fun to play that too. It's very sad. It's a very sad part of the story, but I loved Messed Up Enid. She was a lot of fun, and it was nice to try to figure out who she was and how she worked, and then also to see her grow into an adult and how she changed because of that.
Do you have a preference of early Enid versus late?
Oh, I liked early Enid. Oh yeah, she was a badass. She ate a turtle. Huh?
She had balloons.
Yeah, she had balloons. She was, I don't know, there was like it was so interesting to see someone so hurt and sheltered and closed up, but still like a kid and have that innocence at the same time. It was, I loved Rosie in it, loved her.
Yeah, it was great to see how she grew on the show, and I'm sure you've grown as a person, as you mentioned, you grew up on the show. How much have you changed since you started?
I mean, I think I've mostly just grown as an actor in the sense of knowing what to actually do when you go to set. And what all the things mean. Yeah, totally. But I got to stay in my same hometown. I grew up with the same people, got to stay with my family and everything. So as a human being, I don't think I've changed too much. I think I'm more sleepy throughout the day, but that's probably about it. I've noticed that. I get tired more often.
Yeah, it happens. Over here, hey, what's your name?
Hi there, my name's David, and my question is for Ryan. How do you feel Beta and Alpha's relationship is? Is it blind loyalty? Is there real love there? Or is it a mutual survival respect?
Well, that's the big question, right? I mean, here's this giant guy who's following this 5'0" psychopath, but why is he following her? And again, I can't give away too much, but what I love about this show is it's very slow to reveal any of its answers. Anytime that you think that you're going to be on to something, they're going to switch to another storyline and drag you into into some more cliffhangers. But again, in season 10, Angela and I have been rapping about exactly, exploring more of their relationship and getting some answers more. And also starting to see if and when there's sort of going to be a divergence between the two. That's about as much as I can tell you. If I told you more, I'd have to peel your face off.
Do it. Kill him.
Tell us more and then kill you. Over here, hey. No questions? Okay, sorry. Hello?
Yeah, hi there. My name's Paul. My question is for Ryan. Just want to first say, Ryan, as a massive fan of the comic book, and in particular the Whisperer storyline, I don't think there's anyone better they could have cast as Beta.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you so much.
The question I'd like to ask is actually what's your favourite part of playing Beta, and also what's it like working with Samantha Morton?
Well, I've been a fan of Sam's for as long as I can remember. It's back, Sweet and Lowdown, Minority Report. When I heard that she was playing Alpha, I was just like, oh, this is going to be fantastic. Any actor that I get to work with where they make you really bring your A game, I'm always up for that. What was the first question?
The first question was, what's your favourite part about playing Beta?
I like that they've been putting him in a lot of action scenarios real early on, and that he's just so indestructible. I keep having people going, how did he get out of the goddamn elevator shaft?
That was awesome.
I'm like, I flew, damn it. I look forward to there being a lot more action sequences with Beta and Daryl and Morgan Walker, so it'll be fun.
Cool. Cheers, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tell us a little bit about filming that sequence with Norman Reedus.
When we both read it, again, it was a 3-page fight scene, and we both sort of looked at each other going, oh, dude, don't hurt me. But it took us a week and a half of rehearsals to sort of iron out all the details, and he wanted to do things, and I wanted to do things, and we wrapped together. But it was a blast, man. It was a lot of fun.
So what's the relationship between Beta and Lydia, do you think?
I don't think Beta likes Lydia very much.
I don't think Lydia likes Beta.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
So the episode with Lydia was called Omega, which sounds like the end of the alphabet, like Alpha's the top, and was that the implication that, wow, even though Lydia is her daughter, she's considered the low man on the totem pole?
I guess, because she doesn't think very highly of her maybe, because she's weak, but maybe, I don't know.
she actually has a soft spot for her?
I think, I can't speak for Samantha or Alpha, but for me, I like to think that she actually does love Lydia somewhere in that, I don't know, she shows it really well.
Shriveled up, blackened heart of hers.
Who thinks Alpha has some love for Lydia?
You guys are sick.
Yeah, that's not
I
true.
think you guys are correct.
She loves her daughter so much, she hurts her. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'll buy it.
So, Matt, it seemed like you were going to be taking over Carl's part, and that's what we all thought, and we were kind of psyched out by that. Is that what you thought? Did you think, oh man, I have seasons and seasons of stuff to come?
Well, I think you should never be so sure you're going to stay in the show, obviously, because Walking Dead, you can just get put off randomly, but the storylines were really cool. I didn't really know, I haven't read the comics, so a lot of people were telling me later that it was, oh, this is Carl stuff, oh, this is so cool. It definitely was really cool to do the Lydia stuff and get captured and all this amazing stuff, but you can never be sure. Because although I thought maybe I'd be in it later, you never know. And especially Madison, my sister who plays Sophia, she definitely told me, don't get too excited, don't get too sure, because you can die randomly. And I think killing Henry and all these people, it really raises the shock factor, and it really surprises the fans.
It's a good point, because Sophia's still around in the comics.
Yeah. So it's
Just not a lot of people know that. So have you connected with Chandler about any of this? I know this is the first time you guys have hung out since all this happened.
No, it's been cool to see him because I haven't seen him in quite a while, and just being able to talk to him, and we both love video games and then talking about computers and stuff, but it's cool. We haven't really talked about Henry and Carl much. It's just Chandler and Matt, I think it's cool to just meet up with them again.
That's cool. Over here, hello?
Hi, I'm Sophia.
Hello.
Sophia. Hi. My question is for Alanna. If Tara was in season 1, because she was a police officer as well, how do you think she would have changed the dynamic of the group with Shane going batshit crazy and things like that?
I feel like she probably would have just laughed a little bit, just been like, whoa, it's two dudes really just competing for what is happening. I think she would just find it really funny. And I think maybe her outtake would be similar to Glenn. Like, just someone who's there to help and who's there to make sure that everybody's okay. That's kind of what her character ended up being season 4 through 9. I was like, what season are we in? And she just was like, all right, I'm gonna help. When she took over Hilltop, she wasn't like, all right, this is how it is, this is how I'm gonna do it. It's like, hey, what's best for the group? Because we're all in this together, let's make decisions together, and I can help sort of facilitate that in any way. So I think she just would have been, helpful, per usual.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Cute jacket.
When Tara started getting put in this leadership role, did that make you nervous or excited?
No, I mean, not nervous. She was doing it all along. She had that conversation
nervous,
with...
maybe like whenever anything good happens to anybody, that could be the end for them,
Oh, no, I didn't actually even really think about it that way. I mean, like they said when they called us, it was really shocking to everybody. It wasn't just... Everybody was like, huh? What? That's crazy. What do you mean? I was like, yeah, next Friday. And I'll post a video of it, but we had
How
to
do you
go...
feel about shish kebab?
Yeah, how do you feel about giving your head chop off? We went and got our head cast together.
Oh, it was terrible. It was so.
And it was really gnarly. Like, you're sitting there and you think, you're like, oh, cool, I'm in Mrs. Doubtfire. Like, I'm ready for my close-up. It's gonna be... But you're sitting in there and they just start layering the plaster on your head. And you're like, yo, it's real hot in here. Are you hot? Yeah, I'm hot. And then you're like, I'm covering my eyes and my nose and my mouth. It's just, and you sit there and then it has to harden. So it's like being underwater and you're almost suffocating, but you're not.
Did you freak out?
I didn't. I mean, I just sat there kind of quietly, and then towards the very end, the last, I would say 5 minutes are the worst, because it gets so hot that you're like, what if they've left? What if the people who are supposed to cut me out have left? So that's what I did. I was like, yeah, no one's there with scissors. They're just going, yeah, fuck you, this is how you die. And so I was sitting there like getting hotter and hotter, and I could hear, I was like, okay, just hold on, and I like went to, I was thinking about Marlo, my daughter, and I was just like, what would she be doing? She'd be like giggling, like I had to, the last 5 minutes, really not, like those were pretty brutal.
Getting your head cast is a little bit of a litmus test. Is people either fall asleep or like go through emotional like turmoil.
Oh, mine did. Mine was like,
Yeah.
this is how it ends for me.
Yeah.
I mean, when they're gonna do it, it's the real life. They're actually killing me.
No, but I think going into it's kind of cool to think about, and they explain it
Stoked
all.
to do it.
Yeah, they explain it all, and they're like, oh, that's cool, and then they start putting on the layers, like, oh wow, I can't really breathe right now. This is kind of scary, and then you literally can only breathe through your nose, and it's like horrible.
Because I mean, the cast that they put on their face hardens so much that you literally can't move like an inch about your face. Like you can't swallow. Like your throat can't expand at all. Yeah. So like I was like really choked up and I couldn't like even just like breathe, and so it was
Who's feeling freaked out and
Scary.
claustrophobic right now? Just
Yeah, my biggest fear is like being buried alive. So I was just like, oh shit, they're gonna like come over and just put like tape over my nose and be like, you're dead.
do you three of you kind of feel bonded over this experience?
Well, yeah, I think for sure, because especially in the barn scene, we were all talking to each other, and just the whole thing was really cool because it's such an iconic moment in the comics, and just to be able to share that with these people, it's really cool and really awesome.
Also, the night we shot, I'll speak for the three of us, is it was freezing cold. It was like, what, 30 degrees? I mean, it was, how cold was it? It was freezing, and we were like, we had the best time that night. We were like, hey, let's make sure that like we go out fighting and make sure that it's shot correctly so that we all look fucking cool and like.
No, it was one of my favorite days.
Yeah,
I laughed so much that day.
Yeah, we laughed. We just didn't stop laughing, and we were shivering, like so cold, standing by this like tiny little heater. And everybody came down, and it was such a nice night. It was such a great way to end the show, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Like, a lot of the cast came down, as you were saying, and it was really heartwarming. Like Kari and all these people were there, just coming to watch the scene and just being able to sit down and say the goodbyes and all that. It was really emotional.
This is a dark question, but did you watch the episode, and what was it like to see your heads up?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I saw snippets, but I haven't seen it yet.
I saw it. I bought it on Amazon. It was $3. So hey, AMC, you owe me $3.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a little surreal. I don't know. Whenever I watch the show, whenever I see Enid, I don't really understand that it's me in a sense. I mean, I understand that I'm like acting and stuff like that, but there's like a sense of separation. But it was sad. I wasn't sad. It was just kind of uncomfortable to see your decapitated head.
Were you sad when you saw my head?
Yeah.
You were like, oh,
Whatever makes you feel better. Yeah.
Do you want to see it, Alanna?
I don't watch the show. It's really hard to watch. I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
Yes.
Some people enjoy watching themselves acting. I myself would be way too. I'd be like, oh, they use that. Take like for example, what I did here when they shot it originally, it was on Avi and I's face. It starts on Avi and I's face, and we look at each other, and we have like a really amazing moment together where we smile before the scene starts. And they don't show that, which is fine, but I would be like, but that's what I want to see. Why wouldn't you show the emotional connection with those two people so you get to, you shoot it 4 ways, right? And you're like, oh, the first take was the best. They never end up using the one you love, right? So then you're just annoyed and pissed off, and you're like, bah! You're like a baby about it. So I don't watch it. Sorry.
I think we have one over here, right? Hi.
Hi, my name's Alanna. My question is to what a great name. Thank you. You're welcome. I named you, so you're welcome. Quick question to yourself, Alanna. In all the time you've been on the TV show itself, what's the best scene that you can think of that you've done, and which actor has been your favourite to act? Best scene. In season 6, we got to go to the beach, which was amazing because none of the cast and crew had ever left, the general vicinity of Sonoy. So we all got in a party van, drove to Jekyll Island, shot all day in the beach, like without, we were just having the best time, and then we just were drinking margaritas all night, and it was such a beautiful moment to be able to shoot. And I had, it was cool, it was my first sort of episode back after I had my kid, and they just threw me right in. They're like, yeah, you can do it, you're fine, so that episode, that whole thing was really wonderful. It was really hard, and I didn't sleep at all, but I liked falling off a bridge, I liked running. It reminded me that oh yeah, I had a kid, I'm a superhero, I could do it. It was really cool. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, thanks. Love you.
Thank you. Over here.
Hello. My name is Simon. I'm from France. And excuse me for my English.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. I saw you were in Paris.
Ah, oui.
First, Alanna, I used to love your brother Chris. He was so great in Marathon.
Yeah, it was great.
I love you more, really.
Thank you.
I need to apologize. Because in France, Walking Dead is broadcasted on Monday.
Yeah.
And for once, this week, I've decided to watch the episode on Tuesday.
You are so crazy.
Yeah, and there is a
That is crazy. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm crazy.
All right.
For once, it was for once on Tuesday. I said, okay, there is a good Icelandic show called Trapped on Monday night, so I'm gonna watch it. And Tuesday morning,
This is getting so good.
I brushed my teeth on my bathroom.
Please tell me what you ate for dinner. Please, come on, you're already telling me everything.
And I was brushing my teeth on Tuesday morning. And I saw, whoa, Alanna has a new photo. Great. My head on a pike.
Yeah, did you like that pose? I was like, yo, bitches, I'm dead.
That's right. And if I didn't understand clearly,
Yo, what's up, look, mom?
if I didn't understand clearly, because I wasn't really wake up, Austin Nichols commented, "Oh, that's so nice, farewell," and I was like, "Whoa."
So is all this so I can say I'm sorry to you?
No, it's just
Excusez-moi, avez-vous une question?
Yeah, I've got a question.
I'm sorry.
No, it's just a joke. I'm joking. I've got a question. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's all right. Take your time. Take your time.
For you, what is the message of the show?
What's the message of the show? I would say the message of the show is, if really this happened, what would you do for the people you loved? And what limits and boundaries would you have to get through to make sure that you took care of your kid, your husband, your wife, your friends, and how you would stick together? And if you can just stick together and just survive and make it through, then that's, if you're alone, that wouldn't be very fun. So it's really having your tribe of people and cultivating those relationships in real life, because if something bad were to happen or some devastating thing were to happen, all you have are those people. So that's what I think the message is. And also to chop my head off. So.
I want to spend a little time on Lydia and Henry here. Lydia, you've been doing, Cassidy, you've been doing an amazing job portraying this character. I've heard a lot of people just saying how great you are, and I'm wondering, how did you find the character of Lydia?
It's actually kind of strange because I kind of connected with her more each week because I didn't get like an overall breakdown for the whole season because it's secret or whatever. So I was with the audience too. I was like, is she good or bad? Is she gonna kill Henry? Or is she really what she is trying to see? I don't know. She's just super complex. So I just did it.
She kind of probably felt that way, right? Like, I kind of like this guy, but I have to kill him.
It was probably a mix. That's how I feel all the time. I'm like, oh, I like you. I probably have to kill you, but I like you.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know too what it was just like for the two of you working together.
Oh, it was so fun. I actually have a funny story. You'll remember this. So the first day we worked together, all right, she's sitting down. Before
Did I do do that?
No, it was me. I came up like, hey, so you're playing Cassidy? But it was a video. But no, we had so much fun on the show and filming in the prison in the cells. We had a really good, great chemistry with each other, and the worm eating scene that was fun, you know. But
that was pretty much our first scene together. I thought you said that I said.
No,
Are you playing Cassidy?
It was on me. But no, the worm eating scene was fun. We had some good moments.
Yeah, we did like pranks and stuff. Amy Lacey, the script supervisor, has this thing with fake hands. We had a lot of fun with that.
Like how?
I actually have, oh no, I don't play them. But, you know, have you guys ever seen the hands that you can stick on your finger? Or, I don't know.
Mini hands.
You know, mini hands. Or they have like the feet too. Yeah, so we would scare people and, we would get actual fake hands because of the special effects they have.
Mini hands? Anybody?
Yeah,
Mini hands?
Say, wow, mini hands are really gonna
They're hands. They're little tiny plastic hands. You put them on your fingers. Man, England, you are missing out. You are missing out on baby finger hands.
Okay, I'm bringing next time.
So I do want to hear about the worm. Did Greg Nicotero make that, and what was it like?
Literally, I don't know why people think this. People actually thought we ate real worms.
Oh my god.
No, it was fake.
Not for me. Oh my god. I didn't chew it, but I did put the real worm in my mouth.
But we didn't eat them. But no, they were like strawberry jello worms, and they were really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I did put a real one, and I sucked it, and that's not
What did you just say? You actually ate a real worm?
I sucked on it.
It's like method acting?
Yeah. It was, tastes delicious. Yeah, it's hard to get.
Over here, hey.
Hi,
Cheers.
name's Mike. My question is for all of you. The highwaymen, they all seem to have disappeared. What do you think? Do they carry on? Do they regroup? Because I think the show would be missing a trick with that kind of plot line.
I never met the Highwaymen.
I met them when they all died. But I don't know where the fuck Enid was, but she wasn't there. They were really cool, and the Aussie, what's played by Angus. Yeah, he's the man. He was so great. I love them. I thought they were really cool. I like that he had is it a monkey wrench? What's the? I'm looking at you because you're like tall and big. I'm like, you would know.
You know what tools
Tall
are.
people know these
You have a
things.
beard, you know what tools are.
Yeah, you're a man. I've seen you with your doggies. They were awesome. But I love their whole vibe, their outfits, their hats. They rode horses really fast, which is always impressive. I hope they live on forever. I mean, besides the two that died with me, of course, but the other ones.
Thanks. Yep.
Hi, my name's Katelyn.
Nice name.
Right, because you're Caitlin. Yeah, missed that.
My question is for Cassidy and Alanna. What was it like filming the scene where Tara, Michonne, and Daryl interrogate Lydia?
Oh, this is actually, I'll tell you something really funny. So we met the first day. I was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. And she's literally, as you can tell, the bubbliest. She's like, hi, how are you? I was like, wow, you're so nice. Wait till you get trampled on the show. I walk in the cell, and I grab a chair, and I put it down, and Denai walks her in right behind it. But Denai's sword, has a mind of its own, so it was turned sideways, and she's ferociously walking in and just slams into the thing, and her sword had gotten caught in the jail cell. So she goes flying forward, and the first scene, we're professionals here. So this was just we'll do it again. Yeah, we'll go back and we'll do it again. Every single take, she just hit it 150%. A force. It was awesome to watch, awesome to see, and just tears, man. I was like, yo, are your tears going there? Or like, nope, they would just, she's amazing. It was a really fun scene. Yeah. I just had to yell at her. So for me, it was great.
It was fun, yeah. That was probably, that was like one of the first ones, one of the first scenes that I had with everyone else, and I grew up watching you guys, so I was terrified. So some of those tears were a little bit real from nerves and stuff, but yeah.
I'm so menacing, so I totally get that.
I'm like,
So you were just like a big fan of the show?
yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. I was a huge fan.
Have you auditioned more than once?
No, this was my first audition. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I was like waiting for years.
Over here. Do we have any
Negative
more? No?
questions. They're
Over
like,
here.
we hate you.
Hi, my name's Naja, and my question's for Cassidy.
Oh, hello! I love your hair.
Thank you. Actually, I'm in a group chat on Twitter called Lydia Ate a Worm, so knowing you actually ate it's actually amazing. But my question is, given that Lydia's arc in the comics is so intertwined with Carl's, and obviously in the show Henry got Carl's arc, now that he's gone, I know you probably can't tell us much, but like, what are your favorite changes, the things you're most excited for that are gonna change now that Henry's gone for Lydia in the comics?
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I guess it's gonna be fun. It sounds weird, but yeah, it's gonna be really fun. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's gonna be so
No,
great.
I'm gonna be so sad. Oh, I really am so sad. Oh gosh. Anyway,
You're dead. It's so great. It's so great.
yeah.
I was just waiting for that to happen. You guys died. Now I'm stepping in the spotlight.
Oh no, but I guess it's gonna be really sad and devastating, and I really can't wait till you guys can watch the episode tomorrow, and it's gonna be really awesome. But yeah, I guess she would be more on her own, so maybe she can have more badass moments or something. I don't know. I guess that would be fun to chill for herself instead of Henry whipping out his staff.
His bow staff.
He's dead. You're gonna steal his fucking stick.
Henry whipping out his staff.
That was good. Very good.
All right, that's the one we're going to end.
Next question.
Let's just show these three how much we're going to miss them with a huge round of applause, and thank all of you guys. If you didn't get a chance to ask a question, please go to their tables, everyone else. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.